So what is your next thing on your list that you want to lobby the Vietnamese government to do as far as transportation?
You know, this whole issue of transportation is an enormous problem. And so I wish I could say that I could contribute and lobby the government or even work with them on all these problems. The reality is I'm focusing only on safety. It's like, you know, if you're working on a vaccination, stick with one thing. I'm very concerned about the things that I can have impact on: drinking and driving. Seat belts are starting to be a problem here because more and more cars are being driven. Children being strapped into car seats or things like this. These are the kind of interventions that I will work with. Of course, having said that, I think I've been very fortunate. The government respects what I've been able to accomplish. They respect my activities. I'm now able to work closely with the U.S. government in the transportation sector and the Vietnamese government in the transportation sector, helping to facilitate exchanges and things like this. So I'll stay involved in this, but do I have any magic bullets? No. It's just, you know, it's one step at a time.
Yes.
The Commission set out to establish a number of objectives. One was to get public attention to the issue, and I think today here in the United Nations, with this huge debate that took place and this enormous backing for the resolution, that if we can give a lead at an international level, then it won't just be a talking shop, it'll be a program of action.
I honestly wasn't prepared on our first fact-finding trip to Vietnam. The emotional trauma that greeted us. There was a very brave mother who lost her daughter. She would have been 9 the day I met her. She wanted her child to remind the rest of the parents, don't do this because you will go through a lifetime of pain and regret. You will never see your child again. That has galvanized me into standing up and, in a great sense, believing what all of you are doing here. We can stop this.
And I have to tell you, there was no sight like yesterday here at the United Nations, seeing the Secretary General of the United Nations hold up one of our helmets with Michelle Yeoh, who had just been in Vietnam recently. It's a recognition that yes, this is a serious problem. Yes, this is a vaccination that can save tens of thousands of young children starting tomorrow.
I heard your nickname is Mr. Protec. It's just so cute. So who came up with that?
You know, actually, it was in a Vietnamese article once, and it kind of stuck because the story behind it is a little bit silly, but it worked. Before the law, before December 15th, 2008, you've got to realize almost nobody was wearing helmets. I wore helmets everywhere. I'd get on a plane, I'd wear a helmet. You know, and people would laugh and snicker, but the message got across, and it would say, wear a helmet. So everywhere I went, I had a helmet with me, and I think that had something to do with it. Of course, I go to all these children's ceremonies that we do, and when there's, you know, 3,000 or 4,000 kids there wearing your helmet, it's an amazing high. I don't even drink anymore. You know, people ask me, why'd you stop drinking? It wasn't because I had a problem or I was an alcoholic. I think it's because I have a new high now just in what I do and being Mr. Protec.
Yeah, I thought I would come to your office and see you greet me with a helmet.
In the old days, you would have seen me with one.
So I guess, but it's great. I think you are a bridge, the true bridge between the American and the Vietnamese. And actually, you actually bring the capitalist model here. A non-profit. Yes, I think it's a lot of education that you bring here. So it's a lot of great accomplishment, and I respect you for helping out, especially the children.
Well, thank you for that. That's a real compliment coming from you. And but I do hope too that
yes.
some of your audience,
yes.
those that are in a position to do so, that it'll maybe make them think, why not come back to Vietnam, try to make a contribution. It's not all about making money, but you can do that as well. Our Protec helmets, by the way, make a lot of money now, but it doesn't come to me. It goes back into the foundation so that it can go into the community. So I hope that, you know, some of your audience will think about that. Maybe they've got an idea, or maybe they've already been very successful in America, and they can somehow bring that model to Vietnam, hire people, employ people, and do something socially good with their, you know, profits. You know, I think we all have to remember the war is over. It's been over for a long time, and I think all of those, even me. I mean, I'm now Vietnamese on the inside and white on the outside, maybe. But no, I do hope that your audience will really, a lot of them will realize it's time to come home and see what this place is all about.
While I was in Hanoi, I met the visionary, Greig Craft, because his foundation, what his group and his team they are doing is simply astounding, and it is saving many, many lives. When we were there, I had the amazing experience of visiting a helmet factory, and that was fantastic because it's a tropical helmet, which is in Hanoi, in Vietnam. That is something what we need urgently, because you know it's hot, and kids should not have the excuse. People should not have an excuse whereby they think, well, it's too hot to put on a helmet. Let's put on a baseball cap instead. And it is something that we have to work very, very urgently and quickly. Someone like Greig Craft, a foundation that he set up, is trying very, very hard. But I think he also needs great help from the authorities and from the communities around.